I'm sure you remember that one of the main functions of the accusative case is to indicate the direct object of a verb. But the accusative can also perform other functions, and I came across what is called a double accusative in my reading the other day. And so I thought I'd take this chance to illustrate double accusative. I'm in the textbook, I'm in 15.13. A double accusative just means that there are certain verbs that are going to require two words in the accusative in order to really make sense. And the double accusative breaks down into two categories. The first category is person thing. In other words, one of the words in the accusative will be a personal thing or a personal word, a personal concept, and the other will be a thing. And the illustration I came across was in 1 Timothy 2:6, speaking of Jesus, who gave himself a ransom. So here's your personal accusative and here's your thing, your impersonal. And you'll notice that except for the NRSV, they all had to add in a word, who gave himself as a ransom. That's fine. The NRSV just went, who gave himself a ransom. A little awkward English, I think. But anyway, you get the idea. So that's that first kind of double accusative where you have personal and you have impersonal. The other category is called an object complement. Let me just read this to remind you. This means that one word will be the direct object and the second will predicate. In other words, you got to get a verb in there. Will predicate something about the direct object. So if we look at 1 John 4:10, and this is love, not that we have loved God, but that he loved us. And now here we're getting down to it. And gave his son as an hilasmos. So here's your two accusatives. Huion, son, and hilasmos, propitiation, atoning sacrifice for our sins. So here you have the first of the two accusatives, but the only way to really make sense is you got to get hilasmos into the predicate. His son, and you notice most of the translations said his son to be. NASB, ESV, CSB, NRSV all say to be. So there's your verb that puts the atoning sacrifice, hilasmos, into the predicate. There's different ways, of course, you can do this. NIV says, sent his son as an atoning sacrifice. But in either case, what you have is that you have two words. It's not that he just sent his son. He didn't just send a hilasmos, a propitiation. He sent his son to be our hilasmos, our propitiation, our atoning sacrifice. So by way of quick review, that's your double accusative and the two different kinds of double accusatives that there are. Feel free to add in words, especially verbs for the object complement, if that's what's needed to make sense.